She'll look at you. And if I do?
I'm just concerned. Not about you, but for you. If you say you're okay, then I will believe you.
I'm alright.
It's not like another aberrant or something, correct?
I hope not.
But you cannot say yes or no 100%.
What I can say is nothing's gonna change.
It's like that line means a lot more to her than just this.
Say that again?
Would it... No, go on, Garth. You go first.
The line came off as like, it meant a lot more than just in this one instance. Like, nothing's gonna change. It's like, that hits a lot deeper than it should, bro.
Oh, yeah. Would it be a safe assumption to assume that this has been the case since the day we met?
Before that?
Before that?
But she nods.
Oh, well, alright. Then nothing needs to change as far as I'm concerned.
Unless you need something to change. He says, mentioning to Denver, not to him.
You look like you're going somewhere.
he takes the hint of just like moving conversation on. Yes, the compatriot I've been talking to, they gave me a, let's say, mission.
Mission.
Well, he kind of like slings a bag over his shoulder. It's a request to become stronger. And, it's about a day's travel, climb a tree, and in the middle of a thunderstorm.
You're gonna climb a tree in the middle of a thunderstorm?
Maybe just sort of scoffs.
That sounds bad.
Nah. It's been worse.
None of you guys speak Ungati, right? Only...
Oh, hell no.
Falk was only...
Not that I know of, so no.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
Says something Ungati. Just sort of like, not chuckling, but chidingly, like, airlessly laughing while shaking her head. She's still smirking though.
With a bit of a light smile, it's like something funny.
Nah, bruv. Just be amusing as all. You be undergoing a few things I've had to say in illuminated speech. A rite of passage.
That would be a good way to describe it, actually, yes. At least that's the impression that Red gave.
And who's going
Well, a
with you?
storm certainly can make you feel very alive.
Or very dead, which is why I asked Shroud to tag along.
I'm coming.
Me too.
Look over at her. Nod.
Janelle's back.
Oh, that says
So he'll try to stand up.
Jim will offer a hand. I don't know if he's next to her, but he would offer a hand.
Walk over.
Yeah.
You try to stand up, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a con save. You have advantage.
Do I have advantage if I take his hand? Or just...
You would have advantage. Regardless of avenues.
Okay.
What kind of-
She wants to do it on her own.
You spent time prepping yourself to stand up, similar to Karadox.
True.
Christ.
Jesus.
I will give you one additional roll, but you have, the catch is you gotta take his hand. So which one's more
It's more of a
important to
catch
you?
at that point.
Falling on your own or standing up with someone else?
She might just fall anyway.
Take your ego.
Eventually. You have a 50-50 shot with a +2.
And if you fail the third time, then it might put you in a precarious situation that if someone walks in, might take the wrong way.
Point flip event. You
Hey.
You begin moving to stand up and are sure of yourself for a moment to the point where you're actually able to, I'll call it locking your knees to stand at your proper height. as soon as you do so, you break your crutch kicked out from under you essentially, and you begin to slip and tumble, leaning/landing onto Jin. But he helps you right yourself. Yeah, he helps you right yourself.
Quick little pat on the back as he straightens her up. There you go. Barely even needed help.
Barely even needed help. He lied as easily as he breathed.
Hey, they rolled a 7, which is like half. But I got nothing to say this.
It's a median on a D12, so yeah, it's okay, right? Yeah, it's not. Moving on.
Well, at least it saves one conversation of seeing wants to come along. He says, nodding towards Eva. And small company is not when would he have to? He would have to leave like nowish.
Yeah, it's about. Well, it depends on how fast you want to travel, technically, because you could double time it and just expose yourself to potentially more issues. But you also have Shroud. You also have Shroud, so it's like, how much issues could you run into with an Ash? In fairness, he's not a full Ash Warden yet, but he's pretty close at this point in his training. So it's your call. Because it's about a day to a day and a half of travel. But it's like a day and a half to 2 days before it rolls in, the storm that is, so. And it's not like a storm only lasts in one location for like 1 minute time, so you have some wiggle room.
A little bit.
So you might have like half a day here if you want to spend it before you have your last call. But if you're spending that half day, you're probably got to hoof it.
So it's either half day for Denver to not explode, and then also have to hoof it, or just hoof it anyways with no recovery time.
If you're like looking at her like, can she even like take the travel right now?
There was definitely a question there.
When are we leaving? I'm good to go.
Pats her on the back to see how shaky she is.
Her knees wobble.
We have a few hours at the very least. I'm sure we can probably make good time, regardless of how late we leave. So.
Shame Anvil's left town. You might have been able to get him to do his Ash Warden magic-y shit to make you guys walk faster. Ow.
Well, it would have been beneficial, but I'd prefer... Oh, we didn't get confirmation that I went with her. He can make an assumption. So I would prefer she goes with the far less defensible person than us.
He shrugs. Begins like crumpling up the wrapping for the sandwich that he's now finished consuming.
Demolished.
I would agree with Jin, though I would feel more at ease knowing you have extra protection. Speaking of, do you have any gear that needs repairs? Any small items that are damaged? He calls from over the bed.
Nothing comes to mind. Probably like a few bits of his outfit are probably added a bit from the explosion, and just honestly he didn't seek out fixing it until the offer was made. Making sure that's making sure we're not exposed unnecessarily would be nice if you could fix some of the clothing.
Yeah, I got holes in mine from where I took those shots. And you can probably see on Paradox's chest, he's got like a couple of impact points, and he's got these, what do you call those? Lichtenberg scarring, kind of like lightning strikes.
Right.
On his skin.
Yes,
Well, if you have something that needs repairing, put it next to my things on the bed here and I'll get to it. And I will attempt to, for the first time, using those 2 lodestones, cast Mending.
Oh!
Would you have told Nova that that's what they're meant for?
Yes, I would have.
She would have told you. Flashback to last time, but she gives you the lodestones. What do you need these for, anyways?
To make repairs, I think.
You're not talking about mending, are you?
Slowly nods.
Okay. She was the back of her neck. That's fine. Just be careful with it.
Now I'm concerned.
It's not. She does it. It's like to like hand wave like dismissive. It's not to be scared about it. Don't worry. It's just don't overdo it. There have been some incidents that I've heard about with mendings.
Such as?
She thinks about it. Let's describe it. She's Erudition, so she probably knows the ins and outs of the issues. Alright, let me posit to you this. Make this a lesson. And she pushes up non-existent glasses like a nerd.
Yes, teacher, I'm all ears.
She smiles. Mending fixes stuff, right? That's why it's called mending. It will, fix something to back before in a state as if it wasn't damaged, right?
Okay, yes, I think I see what's going.
How does it know?
Right, so you might end up with the raw materials if you go overboard.
No. Right thought. No? She does a wagging finger. Right thought. But we're taking it the wrong direction. Here's a little fun.
Repair?
Sort of. Here's a fun little fact that not many people know outside of Erudition. She thinks for a second. Actually, maybe I shouldn't say. You seem alright. She shrugs. You know there's magics out there that manipulate time, right? Nasty stuff. Some of the Ashwarns specialize in it. She whispers conspiratorially to you. I think Prophet is like an expert on it, but he's never confirmed it. She leans away. So, how does mending know when to stop the repairs? You're not telling it to repair to a certain degree. It just knows at a certain point at which it should stop. Almost like it's rewinding time.
Oh, that is quite terrifying, actually.
It is, right? For a cantrip that anyone, in theory, could pick up. Just pocket time magic. Isn't that crazy?
That is...
No one makes a connection. She shrugs. No one makes that connection, but it's there. So just be careful and not to overdo it on stuff. Like, mending a tear or a dent in your gear, whatever, right? That's like what it's designed for. Just don't try to spend an hour using mending on this object, the same thing, because then you're going to start entering into some weird stuff. That's what the incidents are about. I've heard sometimes where it rewinds it back so much it does turn it back into raw material.
Scary and fascinating at the same time. I hope I never have to see it.
You don't want to. Trust me.
I do.
So, there's your lodestones. Don't overdo it. She does a wink at you. It does like a finger gun while she does that. And you're all set.
I will take this warning to heart, and it shall be gospel. I do have one more question, though. It's unrelated to these.
Shoot.
The forget-me-not you carry.
Roll an insight roll.
Insight. Ooh, pretty good.
That is pretty good. For a +3, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So let's get Nova's casual token out here. Oh, it's on GM there. Boop. Boop. Boop.
Adorable.
There. 23. Her posture does dip when you ask about him. Like, Nova's constantly exaggerated at times with her body language, but it's usually for like a bit, for a joke and stuff like that. You've seen her when she's actually serious, or at least halfway to serious when she's on operation. But that dip is not an exaggeration. That is a lapse. She plucks him out. She has him constantly with her. It's interesting how they're never decay. They're constantly preserved. She plucks them from their little bundle at her belt and presents them out between the two of you. These?
Yes.
What about them? She smiles.
If I asked something I shouldn't have, I'm sorry.
She shakes her head. Anything's for our game, man. What's up?
They seem to have a very special significance to you. I was wondering what it was.
I've had them all my life, I can tell you that. She stares at him intensely. Her smile not disappearing, but definitely dimming, fading, until it's a soft smile. All my life. As far as I know, at least. That's what Prophet says, at least. She puts him back on her belt. He says he found me with them. And I've carried him out ever since. And every time I thought about getting rid of him. She shakes her head. Just couldn't. Just too much sentimental value there, you know?
I understand. I really do.
But, hey, speaking of time magic, she presents them out again. Plucks them from her belt. These are stasis locked.
Stasis locked?
Right, you might not know what that is. They're held in time. They won't decay.
Oh.
They won't ever get damaged because they'll just go back to the point in time that they're locked at.
Wait, what happened?
Can't even bend it right now. She tries to, and then she bends like a part of the stem, and it just rights itself as if it was never bent. See?
For some reason, I started wondering what would happen if you did that to a person.
She thinks for a second. They wouldn't be able to learn anything. They would be sort of stuck like that. There's a theory. She puts them back in her belt. I've heard that that's what sort of specters and ghosts and other ephemeral undead are like. They're stuck in time. They can't learn, so they can't figure out that they're dead. They don't know who people are, unless they make some sort of association that's already there. She does like she can't on her fingers. Stuff like that.
There are certainly ghosts like that.
I'm sure you'll meet some in your travels. If you guys are as
not.
well, you better start hoping hard. You guys seem like a daring sort of group, so I imagine you're gonna come across something like that, or at least hear about it.
Well, by the time we do, I'm hopefully well equipped enough to deal with it. But tell you what, I take off the coat I have, and I show her the sort of like the embroidery on it. Notice anything wrong with it?
Doesn't have any flowers.
Weird
for you, Lonian, but you're not part of a noble house, right? Should
I'm
we
not.
be closer? Right? Okay, good.
At least that I know of.
Lost lineage. That'd be a cool look.
Maybe. You see the clover up here, though?
Meant for the Clover King.
Correct. And so this is a little bit of a family tradition. The reason why it doesn't have any flowers is because I'm young.
Is this like some ritual where you bloom through some rite of passage or something?
Kind of. As I go through life, learn about myself, my ancestry, and experience the broader world, I choose when to add to the coat. Sometimes my family will make a choice for me and add a flower of their choice. But I have decided to embroider two things. If I can find a tailor in town who's able to do it. The first is a stalk of lavender right here, because they were Irina's favorite flowers.
What's the second?
A butterfly.
Aww, she punches you. It hurts. It really. You flatter you.
Well, you did save our lives. Twice.
Don't tell Badger that, or else he'll start thinking you're competition.
Everyone's competition.
Hey, you're not here. This is
I'm not here.
flashback.
Damn it.
This is flashback sequence.
No.
You sense in your head him saying that line.
Yeah,
You know-
at this point in time, you get a tickle in your mind.
A part of me thinks that to Badger, everyone's competition.
She like giggles a bit, hiding her laugh behind her hand. Yeah, I get that, but she shrugs. Sometimes he's not wrong.
It's true.
But
I've taken up enough of your time.
hey, I appreciate you including me in your lineage. She thinks for a second. Not like that though.
No.
But hey, if you ever hear
Not
anything
like
about
that.
my lineage, let me know. She does like the Olmi motion. But the thing is, phones don't exist in non-Erudicio places. So the meaning is, oh no, you have lore Erudicio.
I do.
So you know that there is some communication network in Erudicio. You assume that that's what she's connotating to. Let me know. You
If I ever
might be
learn
one-
something like sending, you'll be the first to know.
Awesome. Alright. Have a good night. She does like 2-finger flick goodbye. I get the feeling I'm gonna be run ragged tomorrow by the town. She begins walking away and muttering to herself, matriarchy my ass.
Have a good night, teacher.
She does a grandiose turn and bow. Sleep well, student o' mine. Then she leaves.
That I shall.
So now we come back to the present. You look at the 2 lodestones in your hand. That entire flashback sequence taking 3 seconds in your mind. Because that's how the mind works. Don't worry about it.
Now, Nova told me to be very, very careful with these. And I intend to honor that sage advice. But if it's small tears and gashes and whatnot, we should be good.
Baez walks over and tilts his head. What are they?
These are lodestones.
Oh, I've heard of these. There are some of my people that use them to find water. He crouches down.
How does... Huh. Water.
Yes. I do not know how. I was not taught. But I assure you that they are successful. Or else they would die.
Right, yeah, I believe you.
Already opens his mouth to say something, stops it, just does a dismissive shake of the head. So, if you guys need anything mended, the explosion didn't do too much damage to your guys' gear. Again, it did like radiation damage, which you, as anyone that has been to Chernobyl, because we're so versed with that, would know. Like a lot of the buildings are still standing there; they're just irradiated.
Yes.
No. Yes, indeed, Andy. So,
Once
What-
they're mended, I clean it off with some prestidigitation and good as new.
it only takes you like a minute for casting and mending, so it'd probably take you like 10 minutes to fix the sort of gear that's deposited. If that, maybe even 5. So, et cetera. So, what do you guys do? What's the plan?
I intend to go looking for a tailor or an embroiderer, if anyone cares to join me.
Badger would join you. He's looking for new clothes anyway.
Arnie can direct you guys to one in town. It's a rather burlish individual. Burlish? Did I use that word right?
Burley?
Burly? Yeah, they're burly, so they're burly. Yeah, burlish individual in town. Towards the eastern side. He is one of 2 people that I guess you could deem tailors. He does other stuff as well, leatherworking and things like that. He's not a smith. He doesn't work in metals, but he does work in any and all other fabrics in the general jack of all trades way. So that's where
Do they-
Arnie came to.
Arnie, do they do embroidery there?
Oh yeah, at least I think so.
Fantastic.
I saw like a little little needles, and all the bigger needles. He does like a gesture of like a larger needle. A lot of stuff there. Sure. And if he doesn't know, I'm sure he can point you to someone in town who does. Hopefully, it ain't any of the progeny.
Caradoc opens his mouth to say something, doesn't.
To Dala, this is the first mention of progeny that you haven't gone outside yet.
I don't think she would question it. I feel like she's,
Fair.
because I mean, the progeny is probably a group of people, something like that. She doesn't know. She won't question it yet. Ted is in the room, right?
Yeah, he's lazing. He has his legs kicked up onto the central table, which the humidifier's on, balancing precariously on a wooden chair. Really chilling, vibing.
Who are you?
Oh shit! Right, yours. It's on me. He kicks up off the table, misses, stumbles, falls flat on his face. Holds up his arm from his defeated position. Name's Theo, or you can call me Tad or Toddy.
I am 93% confident that was just a bit.
Yeah, he's not blind.
Pushes himself up. Oh, come on, guys.
I was just saying it was a bit. He gave you away.
There's all the fun. He does like a spin kick to right himself up, like to stand himself up. So like he whirls his legs and then kicks himself back up, very deftly. No fun, guys. No fun. And you are the You're Denver, right?
Yeah.
Hearing. Nice to meet you.
You're Detroit,
Pleasure.
right?
Sounds more like a question. He does have a blindfold on, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so she won't hold out her hand.
He goes and grabs yours, if anything. Nice to meet you.
And what are you doing here?
Hanging out.
Why?
Does a guy need an excuse to hang out?
In a room where people were just comatose? Yeah. Yeah,
A room of friends. Right, Arnie? Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Actually,
give us a shaky hand.
Yeah. No, I was doing the same thing. Yeah, I can't call him out on that. He thinks about it for a second.
Well, at least we know you.
And they know me. You missed the memo.
I was sleeping. Apparently.
You got your beauty sleep? All rested up, looking all dolled up, pretty. Crosses his arms. He says, as he indicates that he's blind still.
And I feel like she notices like the white parts in her hair, and she's like, I look different than when I
Hey!
fell
Good.
asleep.
Change is always good.
Do you know what that's about, or?
I do. Kind of. My tribe. My family.
Tribe.
It's not uncommon, but I'm not that old.
You don't sound that old.
I'm not. But
They're
my fur's
right on
going
both accounts. That's just, shock, stress. Sounds like you guys been having a stressful time lately, so he shrugs.
Well,
Maybe it's
I
that.
did just think I was gonna die, so that's
Yeah,
a little
it's
stressful.
A little stressful.
And then you were bombarded by townsfolk.
Wait, is that what happened? He looks at Arnie missing by a foot to the right. Is that what happened?
Apparently.
Jin then rethinks what the term
Around.
bombarded means, and it's like, wait, hold on.
I don't know, man. I wasn't there. I was asleep. You're no fucking help, Arnie. Fuck you!